Okay, so Poseidon vs Atlas. Here's the draft. And look at these guys. Noobs. Don't even read the rules. They played the best of 3 to begin with, and then they had to adapt and make another draft later. Blah blah blah. It's in the chat here. Guten Tag. Could be just mind games. They're scheduling anonymously here. Oh, hello. Good evening, John Slow's people. Welcome, arena people. Sadly, I'm not casting Arena Classic today. I'm casting my own clan's event, which is a hidden cup with 16 players from my clan and friends. And they're playing with hidden identities. The players' identities are hidden, so they don't know who they're playing against, but the elo ranges between 1100 and 1900. So it could be anything, but now we're in the quarterfinals, so presumably the better players have advanced. But yeah, so this last set here between the Poseidon and Atlas, they screwed up. Oh, Paradox as well, hello! With the 8 people raid, thank you very much. So I'm just explaining the players we are casting here. That's hidden identities. They don't know what elo they're up against. They don't know who they're playing. They only know that the overall span of elo in the tournament is from 1100 to 1900. So it could be anything. These guys screwed up though. Read handbook. Spam the read handbook emotes, please, because they didn't check the rules. They played a best of 3, not a best of 5 as they were supposed to. But now that I've imported the games, let's go to the last quarterfinal set. And okay, I'm going to need to do something real quick here. Just don't know why the games show up in the order they do. But this is the last set. Poseidon vs Atlas. It's Hidden Cup 4 settings, so it's the map from Hidden Cup 4, and they're not even playing HD4 Arabia. Come on! Come on! Okay, so what? I wonder what players we have in the tournament that just does not adhere to or read the rules at all, because they're failing at all possible moments here. So we're using the Hidden Cup 4 map pack. That should of course be Hidden Cup 4 Arabia, which it would say here if it was. But regardless, we have the first game with Franks versus Magyars here, so finally not a Mongols-Mayans matchup. Also, thanks to the follows for acres of fakers. I appreciate it. Now, what do we expect here? It's a cavalry sim matchup for sure, except Magyars can make the cavalry archers. So Magyars, they are set back by not having an eco advantage in the Dark Age. But if they are able to get to a decent mass of cav archers with upgrades, the Franks will struggle to keep up with that, because Franks have shitty skirmishers. They don't get the last the Imperial Age upgrades for the ranged units at all. So they'll have to resort to less mobile units to hold the cav archers away, like siege weapons, and maybe drop more TCs to be able to at least garrison for defense and stuff like that. Cav archers move more quickly than the knights do, so the Franks knights will never catch up either. And if you catch up and it's a choke point, the cav archers would obviously use the range. You will not be able to hit all of the cavalry archers in a choke point, just a few at a time, and that can be devastating to your melee units. That's so early scouting for Poseidon though. This pints that Portai Gold sees the hunt as well. Could actually attempt to steal a boar here if he finds it in time. Are we going to see a lame here? I've seen very few lames this game. Come on. Come on. Show us some MBL style. No, okay. Here comes the villager bringing it in. There are lavas in the back that could also be taken though. And the second board for that matter, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. Here we go. Yes, exactly, Karadriba. I mentioned that it doesn't say HQ4 Arabia, and they also drafted for a freaking best of 3, not the best of 5, so these guys are just don't know what they are getting themselves into. Maybe this is the two highest rated players and we just don't know it. This could be Hoi versus Yuki for all we know. Except there's 10 seconds of idle decent time for Atlas, so Atlas must have been off to a rough start. Yeah, it said it quite early, so no wonder. It is fine. Is there reason to expect anything else than the scouts here, really? We've been pushing in the hunt, bringing in the boar, no mill yet, so it could potentially be a pre-milled rush as well, except neither player... Wait, no, that's the boar. Neither player has brought in gold, so I don't think it's a pre-milled rush either. Oh. We're fine. There comes the mill, no, and the mill for the Franks as well, 4 on berries. Yeah, Magyars have cheaper scouts and the +1 from the melee instant forging as well, or instant melee upgrades. So actually Magyars are one of those few sims that will be able to keep up with the Franks in the feudal age, because Magyars, they get bloodlines later on as well, so if it goes to an extended feudal age with scouts and skirms, spears and whatnot, then the Franks will struggle. But of course Magyars have a strong men-at-arms opening as well, and that could set back the Franks a lot, depending on where the resources are placed, and the gold is like to the side here. It's not in the back, but it's also not very much in the front. And the berries are also to the side, and the way the houses are placed out here by Poseidon is an indication that it should be a fairly easy small wall to keep the any aggression out here. Atlas going up at 20 pop here, whereas Poseidon is holding off at least 21 here, 22 here, sorry, 23 in fact. Don't tell me the Franks player is attempting a FC here. No. There's the barracks. There's another house. Going for some compact walling here. It's ambitious though, because the Magyars player is halfway there and will be in the feudal age with that +1 attack for the scout as well. Atlas looks like a player on the lower elo half. Still pretty low idle this time though. Seems clinical enough to me. And here we are with the scout forward to deny some walling. And didn't take damage. Oh, he hit the barracks. He didn't hit the scout. He hit the barracks. He's dodging. He's delaying. And he's waiting for that fuel age to kick in. And 3, 2, well, 15. Never mind. But trying to find a hill for hill advantage. And then once the fuel age sets in, yeah, it starts the fight here, but guess what? Fuel age will kick in and Atlas will get +1 attack, and Poseidon needs to bail. Except with the fuel age kicking in, the scouts move a lot faster as well. So Magyars easily win this one. Should move right back ASAP here to try and deny the walling. This should allow Atlas to do nice and proper damage with the first few scouts here. If he's able to deny the walling, the backside is open as well, and maybe that's the plan here, to scout for other points of entry. Wait, Poseidon is making men-at-arms? Militia? It's getting gloom. Ah, so we went up at 23 villagers. No, what is it? Okay, this is a very interesting approach. It's only one militia though. Misclick maybe? Hotkey mistake? Could be a hotkey mistake. They are playing on hidden identities, so this could be This could legit be a hotkey mistake and just not spotted in time. Stable goes up, so we're going to see scouts to join in here. And why a hungry housewife indeed? Hungry, angry housewife. I think we need to show that command so people know what we're talking about. Hold on. My assumption is a misclick. What's funny to me is that Atlas only has two scouts out, and that's going into spear defense. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Akkal-AOE. This looks like, blue looks a lot like Mysel. Just a random militia, then 24 pop up. And of course the walls as well. I mean, not walling to the edge of the map, just walling a compact circle around the home base. It's just asking for trouble with archers and ranged aggression. We'll have to wait for the Castle Age and the monks, so Mysel loves his monks. And if you see an unnatural amount of monks, it could be Mysel. I have no tell on Atlas so far, though. I don't know who enjoys the scouts play. Could be like Papaya Pit or Crazy Bus as well, going for the Magars scout opening. But I think I have Papaya Pit for someone else, so that is something to think about as well. Ah, good scouts aggression by Poseidon here now. Is going to block that one villager. Did focus down one spearman. Helps with that extra HP of the Franks as well. Healthy farming economy for both players, however, the Magars player is ahead here now, also going to gold, maybe preparing for the Castle Age already. I didn't invest a whole lot into scouts, 4 scouts for the Magars, now about to be a 5th one, but they are 15% cheaper for the Magars as well. Extra Frank's HP does nothing versus spears. That's bullshit, you'll still last longer when you have extra HP. No matter what. Even if the bonus damage and everything of the spear is... it's Magyar spear, so since it's Magyar spears I can agree, but still, I highly disagree that extra HP doesn't help. Yeah, but you're assuming they're getting 3 hits in then. I mean, the first hit, you'll still be left with more HP than your scouts playing counterpart. And as long as you're... Yeah, it's not like you'll be standing and taking scouts hit. Shouldn't be, anyway. So I disagree, you'll be left with more HP on your scouts, and at least until your opponent gets bloodlines, then it's a different story. Used to thinking in a vacuum. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. It might mean you're punching numbers, and in which case you are correct. Same amount of hits. Weird how blue goes for the walls, but red is the greedy boy. You could argue that blue was greedy as well, going up at 24 pop, but... just Poseidon thinks, I guess. Same number of military here, and Atlas may have been wanting to try for a counterattack, but the walls are complete at Blue's home base, so need to Attend to the situation at home. That just casually walking past everything here. I don't know what he's even trying to accomplish here. These are Magyar spears, even 6 Frank scouts, upgrades or not, they will struggle here. I'd love to see some extended feudal age fighting here. So good continued aggression for Poseidon here. 5 on gold now, 21 on food. We'll be seeing that Castle click soon, but Atlas is going to be the first one up here, dropping a second stable, and yeah, we'll be needing some more on gold, but could easily transition some of the lumberjacks to gold if need be. There's a gold in the back as well that is shorter walking distance. Yeah, he's transitioning the lumberjacks to gold now. No bloodlines yet. It's on the way, but in the meantime, the Frank's scouts are going to get some value here. They're pretty low HP though, so even if they have +1/+1, the villagers will be able to take decent fights. Look at KD, it's dead even here, but Poseidon getting 1 villager kill here, going up to the next stage at a higher villager count, but not necessarily with a stronger economy. Second stable for the Franks as well. This is a full-on cavalry war. But Red possibly with the advantage with the faster cattle age here is beating the Franks by half a minute. Even the third stable going up to really boost that early Knights production. Look at the scouting here. Blue scouting the sides as well, looking for the relics. Could again be a Meisel thing to want to collect those relics earlier than you usually see a lot of other players do. Neither with wheelbarrow is a little unusual. Yeah, I see plenty of players going Castle Age without wheelbarrow, even if they're playing cavalry like this. But yeah, given the amount of farms here, maybe that's a point. Would be a lot more efficient farms with wheelbarrow here. Maybe they just forgot about it. Atlas is up, but does not have the wheelbarrow being taken. Is getting light cab? Oh, he has 7 scouts. Of course he's getting light cab. He still has scouts. Still has scouts. Stone Gate! And the second TC for Poseidon the Mighty here. Stone Gates behind the Palisade Gates here. Does not want to let these Magyar's mighty units in here. And also in the Castle Age now, Poseidon with massive amounts of food here, even without wheelbarrow. And here comes the monastery to keep the first wave of Magyar's knights out. How long can Poseidon keep this app out, though? I feel like Atlas needs to add some kind of... Oh, never mind. He's in. I was gonna say he needs to add some forward siege, to push the TCs, to push the walls, just get in and end it, but he's in. He is officially in. It's in with a mix of scouts and light cab. And doing some significant damage here now, Atlas. Not getting a heat of villager kills, but its Eco KD is 4-1 now. The villager numbers are dead even, so the idle TC time admittedly is lower for Poseidon here. Still, definitely some comeback potential. And... wait, what? Okay. Looked like the monk was targeting something else, but I guess he did get the knight converted there. Atlas with the armor momentum is mixing Knights and Light Cav again. That makes it a whole lot easier to snipe Monks as well if they enter the field, because you have Iron Casting anyway, as the Magyars were inside the walls from a different angle now, and Atlas dives in for another raid, and I don't think Poseidon can salvage this situation with this kind of aggression going on here. +2 defense isn't in, so that means that it's tougher for Atlas to actually dive underneath TC Fire, but that's a confident young man right here. Oh no, he's getting help. He's getting help. Could be another conversion. Could... He does get another conversion! How? How? That's some proper RNG luck right there. Prank Smokes OP. But in they go. It's like the never-ending raids of Atlas here. Just enjoying life now. Probably... He's actually got a little bit too few on gold to keep consistent Knights production here. Yeah, ideally you want... yeah, after gold mining, maybe 5 on gold per stable. Ideally 6 to afford upgrades and stuff as well. Probably going to be another conversion. No, not this time. RNG luck has expired for Poseidon the Mighty here by the looks of it. But Atlas just keeps flooding in units here and waste some of them admittedly as well. But look at the KD here, it's 51 to 29, 24 eco kills. It's almost a 20 villagers advantage for Atlas though. Still no wheelbarrow for either player, by the way. But who needs wheelbarrow when you can raid and spam? Anyway, let's have a look at the stats here and find game rule number 2. Yeah, look at this build tree just rising and rising here for Atlas, and Poseidon staying a bit on the low side. Economy situation is honestly comparable, but the villager numbers of course dwindling for Atlas as resources or as the raids keep going. Okay, let's find the home maps here. Let's see what they went for. I don't know if it's best of 3. It's not best of 3. It's best of 5, you guys. Read the rules. Let's go for best of 3. No, let's not go for best of 3. Play your 5 games. Yeah, we discussed that in the Discord. 14. Tech issues, whatever that means. First game Arabia. Yes, it's supposed to be HC4 Arabia. What's your home map? They're not even talking home maps here. What's going on? Okay, I guess I won't be able to tell the home maps here, but we are going to... Oh, at the top. Okay, there we go. Thanks. So... We're going to Poseidon's home map. Islands! Islands! For Poseidon. First game we have Poseidon losing with the Franks to Magyars. Now we're going to Islands and we will be seeing Byzantines versus Dravidians, if I'm going to guess here. But let us have a look. Yeah, Portuguese, that's obviously a good island sim as well. A bit fascinating not to see Dravidians, but Portuguese obviously strong as well. Caravels, cheaper warships. I might fast forward this one a little bit to begin with, because Islands is a bit slow to the start, but let's have a little look at the base layout and everything first. It's Islands from HC4, that's why we have the 3 Archer Rangers on the neutral island. Golds and stones to be claimed in the middle could be handy for the very late game when you're running low on resources at your home island. Poseidon, as the Portuguese, will have lots of bonuses applying to naval warfare, like cheaper, or is it extra HP on the Portuguese ships maybe? mix up the bonuses sometimes, but yeah, famous for their naval capabilities, of course. But if it results into a land gameplay, Portuguese also have their castle with organ gun unique unit that could give a very good push as well. So this is Poseidon's home map. Maybe just picking islands because of the fact that it's named Poseidon, which I can appreciate, of course. Atlas with the Byzantines. That is most definitely a solid naval civilization as well. They have access to fast fire ships, and they have a cheaper Imperial Age. It's a 50% discount for the Byzantines, and they have faster fire galleys, which is coming in handy throughout the game, of course. If their fast fire ships gets close to enemy ships, that usually means shredding them even faster than your generic fast fire ships would do. They're both probably scouting with sheep and what they can here to gain some intel. There's not going to be any enemy naval capabilities to convert your sheep and annoy you in that regard. You're safe on your island, even safer than on arena with your stone walls, because it's you require a transport ship to even get over to the other side to deal some proper damage on these islands map. Let's speed it up a little bit since this is recorded games. We're getting like here. Vaurion in the chat. Hello. Welcome. What's up? This is my clan United Nations Hidden Cup with 16 players ranging from 1100 to 1900 ELO. And it's hidden identities, obviously, so they don't know who's who here. But this is the quarterfinals, so presumably the weakest players have been eliminated, but we don't know yet. I don't know. Nobody except Shakuni, who is actually arranging the identities, knows this. Alright, let's slow it down a bit. So the Byzantine players with the third dock here, after the feudal age. Wait, French? Who the hell is French? Okay, that's fascinating. I've seen that as a capture H bug before, actually, with casting with a new version of capture H on an old patch. So that could actually be a bug. Or we have a player changing the language to French for whatever reason. So that's interesting. Third dock coming up just now for Poseidon, so that should give Atlas the advantage here. All three docks producing fire galleys here, whereas Poseidon placing the docks here. They could be French, yes, Sharp, they could, but to my knowledge, none of the signups are French, but some of them might still speak French. I mean, Carandrime has an apostrophe in the name and has some knowledge on French, so this could be Carandrime playing mind games as well. First thing you lose when you lose your hands is your fine motor skills. Thanks for the follow, Kremer AOE. Arigal is left and right here for Atlas. Is maybe he's just pacing here for now. He has the faster attack, demolition ship adding by Poseidon, no surprise there. That's one of the more efficient ways to take out fire galleys up close. This should be a fight for Byzantines to win, repairs or not, because the Byzantines fire faster. But let's not call things too early here. Yeah, there we go. Faster firing rate, no problem. And I guess Atlas will be pulling a villager over here or something to repair this ship to conserve the numbers as he can. Sending one fire galley to the back to scout for back docks here for the Portuguese, but doesn't he already know that he didn't scout the front? He's expecting the Portuguese player to be docked in the back, sees the armies now, but Poseidon still behind in numbers here, but Atlas's numbers are split up, so this could be tough. Yeah, well, the bit I think it was about the reaction as to when you started engaging. I'm assuming Poseidon got a few hits in first before engaging. Yeah, of course Poseidon has to pick islands as the whole map. He did it round of 16 as well. Oh, that's a sneaky engagement from the fire galley in the back here. It's only 3 fish for Atlas, and they are about to go down as well. I guess Atlas considers that fishing eco expendable and will be focusing on the naval efforts instead. It's a bit awkward to have all 3 docks in the back here if you're playing feudal galleys like this, but it also means that you'll be more safely massing up your units. And fire galleys here, keeping some close to home. But Poseidon wants this army investment out of the equation. Oh, transport ship! Transport ship! There's nothing inside of it though. Is it a misclick? Where's this going? I mean, Atlas saw it. He should not be letting that one out of sight. So even faster firing it can't save you in the 3 vs 5 fight, but 4 vs 5, maybe 5 vs 5, definitely. Atlas will get great engagements on both sides here, because Atlas has the military numbers here. He is going to spread out units. He sees the... Oh, he's gonna scout the land. He's gonna scout the... No, he's gonna take it out before it lands! No. Almost. But at least the landing it wasn't exactly hidden here. So let's see what Poseidon can make of this. Atlas immediately reacting with a barracks at home, and will react accordingly with whatever unit comes to mind. Scout being pulled over as well to find the landing villagers, and Poseidon will be able to fight the villagers, fight the scout with his villagers, but we'll also have whatever unit is planned for landing delayed here, the production buildings. 6-9, Poseidon is ahead in eco, but has 2 stray villagers on land here. So just small walling them in for now, not really dropping any production buildings. Doesn't have the wood for it. Can't afford even a barracks. Doesn't have a barracks in. Okay, Poseidon, what are you doing here? This is your home map. You're the god of the sea. You should be doing better than this. You shouldn't be playing landings. You should be winning the water. What? What? Okay, this has to be Mysel. This has to be Mysel. That's the most random tower ever. So one of the landing villagers is dead, the other one is dropping a tower that denies virtually nothing. It's probably just for protection for this forward villager, and Atlas is shaking his head as to why the hell would you do that? Castle Age kicks in, Poseidon just clicked. And I guess War Galley is just going to be clicked right away here for Atlas, at least as soon as it's affordable. Did invest to something on land here, but nothing too crazy. That's just 2 spearmen poking away at the tower there. They'll eventually take it out, even if Poseidon commits to repairs here, because at some point you're going to run out of stone. Ah, he popped out actually. So now he's going to be chased by the spears seeking cover fire there, but I think that landing builder will be going down even if it's only 2 spearmen. And if you go too close to the shoreline, there's the fire galleys as well to pop out. But Atlas definitely commanding the sea now. He's in complete control. Poseidon is halfway there to the next stage. Has the market, could tweak the resources as need be as well. Might be going into... If he could keep that landing builder alive, that could be transitioned into some form of a monk siege push or something. But he goes down. Poseidon has lost the naval control now. The docks will be going down. Did redock in the back, but look at the eco situation or the progression here. The army, most notably here. Atlas is way ahead. Okay, so Poseidon redocked in the back, and I guess this transport ship is going to make it. A second landing from Poseidon. Poseidon, the god of water, or whatever we should call him. There's the Castle Age. What's the landing going to do? Are we going to see... No, we're not going to see any landing from Atlas. No transport ships just yet. At least this landing is going to succeed. That's 5 builders. This time around, not as easily cleaned up. No. Ah, that Byzantine's Vision. That's actually another bonus that's handy for any map, but also for the naval. Yeah. Yeah. Castle and Monastery here for Poseidon. Atlas moves in with a couple of builders. That's not going to be enough to deny this, but you could delay it significantly until your military units, if any, manage to move over. Just committing to spears here. I'm going to poke away at the builders, try to delay this as much as possible. There's no stone for a tower to deny this, as Poseidon drops the quick walls here, and this castle is going to complete for Poseidon. Atlas just admits that this castle does indeed go up and will react to the push later. Another forward dock for Poseidon here, trying to claim the lands back, but that's going to be taken out by the faster firing Byzantine fire galleys, as will this one. So Poseidon commits to some economy at home base instead, securing a woodline and dropping the university for... Yeah, for I don't even know what. Ballistics for the castle. Maybe it's going to place some crossbows into arbalests on land here. But the first building going up is the monastery. We'll be securing one relic as well, and organ guns in production, of course. A solid land unit here. Byzantines, they do get redemption, and that's the first thing Atlas is getting here. Organ guns is classified as a siege weapon, but if you have redemption, you can convert them. So, double monster defense for the Byzantines here. Small numbers of organ guns should not be an issue at all with redemption monks in the mix. Couple of households here to keep the organ guns from pathing easily into the economy here, I guess. Or just panic houses because of houseness could be as well. Don't think Atlas will be too stressed out about the organ gun situation here. Also getting sanctity for the monks. Complete control over the shoreline here now, so if Atlas ever needs to, Atlas could certainly land with the party with Byzantines here and drop some production buildings on land as well, but for now, just full control over the waters. That's a quick conversion. That is ridiculous. So one organ gun down for Poseidon already. The economy, admittedly fragile as well. Organ 1 stopping in for the last round of 8 match. Nice. Hello. Is Poseidon Dennis confirmed yet? No, Poseidon is Mysel confirmed, but admittedly you have comparable playstyles. But Dennis, you would never pick islands as a home map, and if you did, you would pick Sicilians. So that's not you. No. Meant to pick Sicilians, okay, if you say so. Oh, monk snipe with organ guns there. Defensive castle for Atlas. Will the small amounts of organ guns and rams being added here be enough? We have some monks as well. But look at the shoreline here. Poseidon is hostage at his own area here. I think Atlas has vision over most of the naval situation here. So it's all going down on the enemy island now for Poseidon. We'll have to do significant damage here to be in a position to reclaim the the water as well and turn the game around. 3 rams. Maybe with a generic castle you'd be able to pull it off, but this is a Byzantine's castle. It has 30% more hit points. I have a feeling this this push will just eventually end here after admittedly admirable defense by Atlas here. More conversions. What's the conversion situation so far? 6 conversions for Atlas, so that's 6 organ guns into the Byzantines' hands here. Pledging, I guess that's for the castle to outrange the organ guns. Even more, it's already 1 more range for the castle, but if you get pledging, it's 2 more range, and maybe more importantly that TCs and castles get more damage with these range upgrades as well. Castle's obviously getting range as well. I wanted to say that Poseidon is forever Castle Age here, but that's not quite true. Poseidon is going to go Imperial Age here. And if not versus the Byzantines, it would be a dangerous move actually, but looking at the Byzantines economy situation, at 20 villagers more, its discount to the Imperial Age is not 50%, it's 33% cheaper to the Imperial Age or something like that. But as you can see, the bars here, they're smaller, or they're not quite filled. That's what you need to go to the next age as, or Imperial Age as Byzantines here. More monks. Also stables being added to add some light camp, presumably. This is looking more like an arena match than an islands match at this point. Full monks party. Monks, siege, organ guns. But Poseidon struggling to do enough damage to bring the match home here on the first home map. Atlas wants the tower done so he can eventually pop down a TC on the wood here, probably. I mean, wood in the very late game on islands is significant, but as you can see, there's not really going to be any running out of wood anytime soon. Still great defense from Atlas here, also going Imperial Age here, which means that the landing party of Poseidon will be compromised by Byzantines, trebuchets, possibly even bombard cannons, and the shoreline still being guarded by the patrolling fire galleys of the Byzantines here, making it very difficult to redock for Poseidon, unless Poseidon drops a castle at home island and reproduces the naval armies somehow. Block printing coming in for Poseidon here. It's going to give the monks another +3 range, 9 + 3 range. Should be helpful to convert opponent's monks here. Organ guns numbers, nothing too crazy though, only 4 of them. And in the meantime, Atlas just drops another castle, which will put Atlas in a great spot to take any trebuchet wars here, because it's going to be 2 castles to 1, 2 production buildings able to make trebs compared to 1. Oh, a house. Oh. That's a good spot for a treb to push. That's not going to be easy to get to for Atlas over here. Does Poseidon see the other castle though? Not really. And I was looking for any land aggression from Atlas here, but it's not really, it's just some of the war galleys doing their thing. 2 traps out for Our red player, if Atlas commits to some repairs here, he'll be having 2 tribes out soon enough as well. The economy looks a lot healthier for the Byzantines here, even if it's only 78 villagers to 62. Atlas has the military advantage, has gone into some spears as well, so the fact that Poseidon has gone into some light cav here shouldn't be too much of an issue, even though the organ guns can deal with the organ guns as well. I'm pretty sure Sistron has the game in English to this, otherwise it's a good guess, except he's also not participating. Oh, diving in with the light cap here to snipe quite a few monks for the Byzantines. Good aggression by Poseidon here, who's also stabilized the economy at home, I guess, while falling victim to some raids. Cap drive is in. One Byzantine castle goes down, but there's another one to take out here, and the tribes will need to move for that to happen. So Atlas still, military momentum still better military numbers here. Not really taking any eco damage here, Atlas. Poseidon wins this 100%. Says Hoy. Okay. So Hoy is Poseidon confirmed. It's a good push by the red player here. Bonks and Brams, and they're pretty much all in eco-wise here. It's admittedly it's 2 TCs, but it's still doing lots of damage here with the Portuguese. It would be a shame for Poseidon to lose islands as the home map. Hello, Zizou! Welcome! Are we actually going to see the Byzantines lose to a Portuguese landing here? Maybe Atlas over invested into the naval aggression. Still has a tiny villagers lead, still has lots of eco in the bank, or lots, but more to go. I mean, the Portuguese armies are really doing work here, block printing monks. Maybe Atlas actually needs to make some counter-aggression here for this to work at all. He is controlling the naval situation, so could try to do something, but no, that's it. Atlas taps out, calls the GG. Poseidon sacrifices water as the god of water, but somehow manages to take islands, which I believe he did in the round of 16 as well. Atlas should have just made scouts, yeah, maybe. I think Atlas just got overconfident after winning water. Let's browse through the stats here. Let's have a look at the conversion rates as well. Naval domination, redemption bonks against organ guns as well. But that castle on on Atlas's island shouldn't necessarily have gone up. No, and there are even Byzantines at that Hoy, so I'm surprised as well. Both getting atonement, chemistry eventually for Atlas as well. Probably thinking about the bomber cannons there, but yeah, Poseidon knows his way around monks and Portuguese play here, by the looks of it. The Portuguese also have a gold discount to any gold unit, so it certainly conserves some gold for you. $17-14, so pretty equal in the conversion department here. Yeah, Byss are ridiculously tanky castles. They have 30% more HP, 40% more in the Imperial Age. Anyway, that is Portuguese taking out Byzantines. And the next, or the first home map of Poseidon, no, Atlas, will be either Hideout or Mudflow. And looking at the civilizations here, probably Hideout, right? It's Mayans and Mongols, probably Hideout. Yep, hideout is Mayans Britons. Where's Britons? Britons. Oh, of course. Britons, Dravidians. Britons. Mayans Britons. Yeah, I also think it's the one of the few sets that hasn't been a total sweep. Oh, that's here's this generation again. Second hideout, HC4 hideout to get this kind of look. Any nomad turns coming up? I'll think about it. But Paradox has kind of taken up the nomad scene, you know, Metaphor Press. I try to do different things. I'm running an arena one currently. And I'm also tempted to run the next event as a like a chaos chaos map team tournament. But I wouldn't rule it out. And I have those mini. Are you thinking team? Yeah, you're thinking team game, right? Metaphor Press, because there's I have a mini Nomad side event with signups this July. That's running. So with team games, not as of yet, not for the time being. It's fun to cast Nomad though. It's pretty eventful, to put it that way. Mayans Britons, pretty common sight, especially in team games. This is the last quarterfinal, Scuba Steve, so you gotta go back and watch the VOD or YouTube. And you've been guessed many times as usual. Every time there's Mongols, there's someone guessing Scuba Steve. Every time there's Sick Archers Micro as well. I don't have you for anyone though, so that's a bit concerning. I don't think I have any guess for you on the. I don't think I have you for any guess for the round of 8. That's kind of, I need to revise that. We have 2 Archer Steves here now though, so maybe we'll see some Scuba Steve here. But we'll see. Mayans. For hideout, I'm honestly getting Plumed Archers vibes. For Britons, well, guess what? They're gonna boom it out and make their OP Archers with extra range. I think for the sake of hideout, unless we see any attempt at feudal aggression here, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm just really running out of things to talk about through the Dark Age, and it's also a bit far into the casting session. 3 houses for Poseidon. This is a very vital thing to do. First couple of houses at home, then the next few outside. Hold on. Hold your horses. We're getting a Dark Age. It's a freaking Russian hideout. Yeah, I read my case. Poseidon is Meisel. Come on. It's Meisel or Dennis. It can't be anyone else. It can't be anyone else. This is amazing. Oh, how did I miss that? Feudal Age is coming in though. If you see the Man-at-Arms upgrade, that's also a Dennis or Meisel thing. Okay, it's Meisel then. Dennis says he's not that crazy. Yeah, all the other sets have been... That's spoilers though, but all the other sets have been good, but arguably one-sided. So, who the hell rushes on Hideout? And Atlas just doesn't care. Atlas is just pushing in another deer and enjoying life at home base here. Not going to let the Drush in. Drush makes sense because Dark Age walls are nerfed. No, it doesn't, because you just repair and make houses behind if you need to. It doesn't work. It's never gonna get in. There's that French language again. Who is playing Age of Empires 2 in French? There's none of the signups are actually French. Is there anyone from Belgium and Canada? Not really. Yeah, one will out-prepares this aggression, right? If you bring wills forward, you have bonus damage against building from the villagers. And that would make it... you still have area to spare to break to the walls, so maybe that would make more sense. The Bandit Arms upgrade is in though, so Poseidon might get in actually. Or not. I guess the gate is locked, yeah. Barracks coming up for the Mayans and just the Castle Age on the way. This is only risky if Poseidon actually gets in. And I don't think he will. I don't think Atlas is going to allow this. Good spot for the Mayans. Poseidon, slight builders lead by the looks of it, but that's because Atlas is already on the way up. These houses should keep the men arms out, but here comes the archers to follow up though. So quick walling behind will be a lot harder. I think repairing palisades doesn't take that much wood. At least not when you have... Yeah, it's only 8 on wood actually, so maybe it could have been a bit of a concern, but Atlas made it to the Castle Age here, no problem anyway. Archers in, no, Fletching is in as well, so now Poseidon is gonna get in here, but Atlas in the meantime is in the Castle Age, drops a semi-panic tower on the gold here and will go for the range after all. Still good defense from Atlas though, is keeping the men-at-arms aggression out here. With war houses and just delaying everything. That tower will complete, he'll garrison it and take out some of the men-at-arms, maybe some of the archers, depending. Fletching is coming in as well to benefit the archers, and it's also going to benefit the tower with extra range, and Poseidon, even with the unconventional Drush initiative here, is not going to get value from it. Okay, the Eagles are in. We still have some men-at-arms here, so we'll need more Eagles to clean this up. We're gonna need some... defense is coming in, actually. Poseidon just keep trying to enter here, but it's only going to run into tower. No, there's a house. Looks like there could have been an opening here, but... No. Karadrime confirmed. Yes, adding Eagles. It has to be Karadrime, right? Except Karadrime would never mistake a best of 3 for a best of 5. Karadrime would actually read the rules. So that's a no-go. Who makes Eagles versus Men-at-Arms? It's not making Eagles versus Men-at-Arms, it's making Eagles versus the Archers, and he cleaned up the Archers. He doesn't need to care about Men-at-Arms, they're just pounding away at the market here with no apparent meaning in life. I don't see the Eagles entering here though, and Poseidon has double ranges going up here. At least the aggression kept Atlas at home base, right? But Poseidon still has quite a while to go to get to the next Agers. Running low on wood as well, at least for the time being. Stonegate, yeah, that's a Meisel thing. To fortify behind the walls with some extra stone, things like this. Also 3 on stone to eventually get the castle up. Maybe we'll get to see longbows this game. Yeah, that's not good for the Eagles. Atlas now adding some militia as well, but militia versus men-at-arms, that's also not a good trade. However, if you get the Eagle Warrior and preferably blacksmith upgrades as well, you will trade better against these men-at-arms, but I guess I'd prioritize blacksmith upgrades first, then Eagle Warrior after, if you want to fight the men-at-arms, but why would you care? Just make a few more archers and clean up these men-at-arms. Don't send the Eagles. Why? Just make a couple of archers. This is 3 kills for Poseidon, and Poseidon finally going to the castle age as well. Is Atlas freaking out over the aggression here? What's going on? Zeus and Thanatos already talking about semi-final before last round of 8 is casted. Well, that's fine, because that has been decided. It depends on when they started communicating, of course, but but let's just assume they started communicating after this casting. I don't think that's a big deal. We still won't know the identities. And it could be Hoy mind gaming us again, sitting there scheduling in the scheduling board while watching this stream. Don't really get eagles here. I don't get eagles with feudal age upgrades and no eagle warrior or defense. They're just gonna die to the archers here, and Poseidon is just seconds away from the crossbow bodkin as well. But I get eagles against the Britons though, because it will force the Britons into making that longsword champion switch, and they're not there yet, to say the least. Still massing the eagles, not stressing the upgrades again. I guess that's because it's not really in danger, but now the crossbows are moving out. This could be bad news for the eagles player, as Poseidon is adding a forward siege workshop as well. So eagles should shred the siege though, but we need to get those upgrades, and I would 100% prioritize defense over attack when fighting against crossbows. Poseidon's gonna break through here. Could just waltz right in, and there's no defensive siege workshop here for Atlas. Atlas is relying on the eagles here, and the clock is really ticking now to get that eagle warrior upgrade and the second defense as well. Good reaction to the crossbows moving in, but that's going to idle a lot of economy here. And TC that's already been idling, TCs that have already been idling for quite a while here. This could be very nasty for the Mayans. I guess Poseidon is breaking this house to pass next to the TC without having to worry about it. Atlas is staying garrisoned here, even if... I guess it's because of that extra Britain's range. Palisade rewall, okay. Wait, what? That's Poseidon! Eagle Warrior coming in, second defense coming in as well. That is how many eagles? That's... Oh, stop dancing around. Can't click you. 21 eagles to 23 crossbows. Eagle Warrior upgrade kicking in at perfect timing there. If they get us around, this is really bad news for the Britons. No. Yeah, that's a good... It has to be a good engagement for the Mayans. Yeah, I'm surprised Poseidon didn't pass next to the TP as well. It's almost out of range of the DC anyway, and that's a lot of crossbows going down suddenly for the Britons. Now Poseidon is preparing the longsword switch, but look at the economy, it's not set up for longswords here. It's 2 TCs for the Britons. There's some random units guarding resources to the sides here. But now the Eagle Warriors are coming to their... Yeah, now the Eagle Warriors are justified here. They got some serious damage down on the crossbows. Seeing some more farms here, again preparing for that longsword switch, but now Atlas has the military momentum here with the Eagle Warriors and a random angry housewife just providing some scouting over here. Neither player collecting any relics, it's not going to matter for a while yet either. Just make 3-4 random palisade walls in front of archers to mess up eagle pathing that engagement. Is it that simple though? Maybe. You could hit and run with the archers. Somehow this woman is still alive! And placing an outpost inside of Atlas' base as well. Well now. Poseidon with a new wave of archers, now accompanied by what's soon to become longswords here as well. I don't think the longsword mass is exactly where it needs to be though. Look at no blacksmith upgrades either. The Eagle Warriors will easily win this. They'll easily win this engagement, no matter what. What's to stop the Eagles from sniping the building builders first though, Dennis? In that engagement. Well, Poseidon is losing archer mass yet again here, still queuing those crossbows. Thankfully, Britons, they create 20% faster. No, it's not necessarily full build, but you're probably going to make 1 palisade maximum with that villager until it gets sniped. That's the issue. Well, it's full eagles for Atlas now. Poseidon, yes, is getting supplies, is queuing the longswords again. What's the barracks? Only 2 barracks though. It's taking his jolly good time here, but now the farm eco is on point for the swordsman switch. And admittedly, the Britain's economy hasn't really been threatened at home. Poseidon has been completely safe all game. They're both at 2 TCs. Poseidon has a tiny eco advantage here, with better farm upgrades as well. Yeah, Atlas definitely has the means of scouting now. These gold miners are very exposed. And the in-base gold, it's... yeah, there's 900 gold left, so that's going to deplete eventually. Oh, the crossbows have been chilling out of the gold for like forever over here, and they're denying a monastery of Atlas here. So Atlas won't be collecting any relics just yet. He's going full eagle though, but Britons have a full blacksmith tech tree as well, so they are fully upgraded champions, which is perfect against eagles come the late game. Neither player is going to go Imperial Age here anytime soon. Poseidon tries to engage again, but it's not enough longswords here, and now the defensive castle as well will keep Poseidon away. I feel like none of these players are like the higher rated ones. My working theory is honestly that Poseidon is Mysel, Atlas might be cheap, because they strike me as players that may not read the rules properly enough before engaging, like they did. Because I thought it was a best of 3, so they clearly didn't read the rules overview. I like Poseidon's TC over here. He's not taking the closest goals, he's not keeping the closest goals, but the one further away. Granted, it's only a 3-tile goal, but it's one that Atlas is less likely to check, at least first. Blue Archers is being added now. It's a great addition against the longsword investment on Poseidon. As you see, the Blue Archer has a tiny bit of infantry bonus damage against +1 against infantry and condottieri for that matter, but infantry. So, but Poseidon is going Imperial Age here. He's going to beat Atlas handily to the Imperial Age. We'll be getting 200 horsemen and champions eventually, possibly, if the game goes on long enough. Or Arbalests with Bracer with total of 5+5 range. It's been mining stone like forever though. Has that only gone into TCs, or did they actually sell stone to go imp as well? Could be. Oh, one eagle moving out now. I might actually get a bonus snipe with this monk as well. They're both collecting relics now. That's a nice second castle for Atlas there to eventually push in the Imperial Age. Wait, what? Earth calling Atlas, get that monk! Don't let him have that. Don't let the old man have the relic. I guess scouting is admittedly more significant at this stage. Oh no, you don't. Oh no, you don't. Monk, eagles have conversion resistance. I get it! Nice! No, the old man doesn't pass. But the eagle has done his work. He is... No way! No, 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 no! The eagle lives! Atlas really wants his relic. Or to deny these walls, potentially, but... Atlas will easily be able to push from this side. If the micro is on point, you use the plumed archers to contest the longswords, and you use the eagles to contest the crossbows. That's a convincing army mass from Poseidon, though, thanks to the faster working ranges of the Britons again. 5 of them now. So if you have the economy in the bank to spend, then you'll easily get the arms as well. They now have 5+5 range. Stupid Britons and their extra range. So Imperial Age about to kick in. Elite Eagle Warrior, maybe not, but at least the last defense should be a priority here. The plate mail armor. That should be the first thing that Atlas gets here, I think. Or possibly Bracer for the Plumed Archers, but they're not really that huge in the numbers. Yeah, plate mail armor coming in. Poseidon, possibly Mysel dropping a castle as well. And, but... yeah, everyone 1600 plus got knocked out in the round of 16. Wouldn't that be something? I'm not convinced that's the case. But I think both of these are mid-range players, like 1500, 1600s. Okay, so Athena is Hoy confirmed then. What the is Mysel? Is high 1500s usually. He might have been higher as well. The Eagles are diving in now. The Plumed Archers are trying their best to focus the longswords here. This could be a deciding fight because Poseidon can't really afford to lose armies yet again. Here's queuing out of lots of ranges here, but Atlas has the better combination here, honestly, because the Eagles are allowed to get close to the Arbalest. The Eagles are sniping the trebuchets as well, and we have several trebuchets from Atlas here pushing down the castle of the red player. So all of the Eagles go down now, and we only have how many barracks producing here? Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe Atlas did take two huge losses here, but yeah, they're both. They're both still with the running economy and producing units, but Atlas has the better siege here now. He's dealt with the one and only defensive castle here, and should be able to break through, but he doesn't have the Eagles to raid anymore. Needs castles to pump out the Plumed Archers. Advantage Mayans, obviously. Conscription coming in as well to boost units production. I don't think Poseidon was able to get conscription, so that plays into the hands of Atlas here. Look at the Treb, 6 trebuchets. Right players here. Here is Treb cuts into base. Atlas stopped producing builds at 87. Yeah, he's producing builds again now, but not going to be able to span Eagles now, but maybe he'll be able to get out enough. I mean, as long as he breaks through and gets some Eagles into raid, then he could be all right here. And he has conscription now as well, so he produces them more quickly. Poseidon has actually gone into some skirmishes here against the Plumed Archers, but that's not going to fly with the elite. No, with the Eagle Warriors out and about here. And not all the trebs. 3 trebs left for Atlas. I thought all of the trebs had been dealt with here. It would be amazing for Poseidon if that's the case. Poseidon dropping more barracks now, going to mass even more longswords, because of course now there aren't really any Plumed Archers to worry about anymore. In fact, Atlas stopped producing them. Does have enough stone for another castle, but will probably have to commit to repairs here. It's 3 trebuchets to 1 though, so Atlas could be able to take this one out. Yeah, here comes another castle. That's a decent one. This side is walled, so it should be fine. They're both walled on the sides. They only need to focus on one side at this stage. I love the repair micro from Poseidon, but unfortunately not all the builds are working. That Treb isn't it going down? How is that Treb not going down? Stupid inaccurate Trebs here. The base accuracy is like 15. 15. Look at this! Oh, these are the real heroes of the game here. These 6 villagers repairing that 1 trebuchet. Ridiculous. Yeah, Elite Eagle Warrior is in now, and that Treb is going to be eaten by the Eagles, finally. Long swords, not really going to cut it here. They're missing upgrades as well. So as long as Atlas keeps spamming Eagles here and keeps Poseidon busy, Poseidon is going to struggle to hold this aggression away. It's just not enough infantry here to hold off the Eagles that are, yeah, soon going to be fully upgraded. No Eldorado yet, for obvious reasons. That's expensive, but iron casting coming in. And the cluster of Eagles will be cleaning up most of this, I think. Atlas needs more blooms for support. Well, Atlas wants it differently, but there's soon to be 3 castles to produce blooms from here, if that's the play. Poseidon is losing mass, is 42 to 15 military, 3 times the army for Atlas, and the Treb's now ready to move out again. Probably going to attack the weak spot here and find a way into the core economy of Poseidon. There's the 200 swordsman upgrade. There's still eco in the bank for Poseidon. There's 3 relics as well. Steady Secondary gold trickle for Poseidon there. So champion might eventually be affordable. I'm not too sure about the market rates, but they're not horrible yet. But as Britons, how do you stop Elite Eagle Warrior and Plumes? I don't really see how. Especially not if you break through here somehow and the Eagles are able to raid. Are they elites? No, they're blue archers. Atlas is seemingly low on economy now, but the Eagles are in. Poseidon realizes that this is game. Atlas takes the 2-1, and since they screwed up their drafting process, they'll have to redraft in the written chat for the next 2 games. So let's just have a quick look at what they've been talking about for that purpose. I think they're just going to pick another 2 home maps and go it from there with some extra sim picks as well. Not exactly as it should be, but probably the better solution we can come up with. That's Poseidon versus Atlas here. Didn't play my own one, that's fine enough. They want us to play 2 more games here. No shit, Sherlock. You can pick another homework, then I will pick another, then we can both choose 2 more sims, and we have 1 sim to spare each as well. Poles and Aztecs. Woohoo! Yeah, this is Mysel. This is so Mysel. Chinese Ethiopians for Atlas. And they're going to play. So, Poles, Aztecs, Chinese Ethiopians for the next potential 2 games. But Atlas is up 2-0. So, never say never. Let's see game 4. Ethiopians, Aztecs on Gold Rush. Hey, thanks, Moin. Glad to hear it. Could you actually just direct message me that, and I'll look into it for casting. I don't want to neglect the 3v3 league completely either. Even though I have Arena Classic and stuff I'm doing as well, so I might be able to factor it in for Saturday, for example, because I have some more time on my hands now. Would be good to catch up on that as well. Still don't know who Hoi and Yuki are to witness, despite being so confident that they could only be confused with each other. Interesting. Yeah, I have too much going on, Moin. But, yeah. I try to find time for what is my hobby as well, you know. So, nothing is better than having different content to focus on. Been away for a bit, what have you casted? This is the last quarterfinal. So I've casted all of them. This is the last one. We've just been keeping at it. Wait, we've seen this before. This is 7. No, it's 6 on cheap. Okay, I'm getting tired. I was 100% sure that was 7 leaders on cheap. Atlas with the Ethiopians here does admittedly have the perfect response to Eagles play from the Aztecs with the Showtail Warriors. But who's to say Poseidon won't just go batshit crazy with the monks here? This map, I've never seen Gold Rush or Golden Pit run out of gold, at least not in 1v1. So if you control the middle as Aztecs, it basically means never-ending monks and stuff as well. This is the first game Poseidon has had more idle time in early game. Oh, okay. So Poseidon has the Dark Age down well to begin with then. Commencing the walling already. This is a fairly easily wallable map, provided your scouting is on point here. A house there, a house here maybe, a palisade. And your top side as well, berries a bit exposed here for Poseidon there forward, so if Atlas somehow goes for a rush or a wolf rush here, that could actually do significant damage to the berries. And the hunt is even in the back, so if you wall, let's say you wall here, you'll keep the berries safe from most aggression. Yeah, this is definitely a map you could wall in the Dark Age. Let's have a look at the opposing side. Poseidon tries to meddle in with the Rhino lure here, but yeah, doesn't do anything too crazy here. Back berries for Atlas, back gold as well if he even has it scouted, and of course it does. And pushing in some of the hunt to boost as well. Wouldn't rule it out for the Ethiopians to go for a men-at-arms play here. They do get 100 food, 100 gold after all. Instantly in the feudal age, so that makes men-at-arms a lot easier to pull off than for most civilizations. I think I'm seeing both rhinos being taken here as well, so it could certainly be an early feudal age push here. It's only 2 on wood though. And that confuses me, because that doesn't really let you afford any barracks early on. It could still be a fast uptime into range blacksmith fast fetching or something, maybe even double ranges if you dispose, if you have your wood disposition on point. Yeah, taking some stragglers here. That obviously brings in some extra wood as well. Fast uptime, so the scout is faster at pushing deer. Well, why not? Ha! Is walling exactly where I said it would. I've not completely lost my mind here. And Poseidon is going for the rush approach here by the looks of it. I mean, not a bad call, honestly. There's very little left to wall for Poseidon. So if these militia are able to dodge the wolves along the way, they'll be looking at some pretty decent damage. I'm assuming Loom is in here as well, because Aztecs start with 50 extra gold. So you could, in theory, add another 2 militia as well, if you want to. Unless the plan is to go to Feudal Age and Men-at-Arms. Okay, so this is 23. Well, it's 26 pop Feudal Age, but 22 villagers up with the militia here. That will presumably become Men-at-Arms pretty soon. Alright, so Atlas is into Feudal Age now, dropping the range as expected. Does not go to gold yet. Actually, these gold spots are pretty decent behind the walls here. Especially that one back gold there, that's just unobtainable for Poseidon here. Poseidon is he going to get the wolves now? Where is he going? Is he going to bring in the wolves? Is he intentionally bringing the wolves now, or is he just scouting? This guy didn't want to fight anymore. He's committing suicide. He's sacrificing himself to the mighty wolves. Unless he can outrun them, which he effectively can, honestly. But, okay, I guess he's redirected to scouting. So the Drush didn't really work out on Hideout. Would it work out on Gold Rush here? Probably not. We're not seeing the Man-at-Arms upgrade after all, even though it's affordable at this point. And yeah, rip. This Drush, aside for allowing the full walls at home for Poseidon, doesn't really do anything. You'd argue that a Drush like that is to accomplish full walls at home and just secure your base. But it would be a huge bonus to idle enemy economy and damage it as well, and the only thing Poseidon did here was to force some repairs on the house over here, which didn't really cost Atlas all that much. Atlas, 3 archers out now, and the scout probably will... Oh, he didn't even scout Poseidon's base. He's either competent or negligent here. Skirmisher defense makes sense for Poseidon. Knows that the archers are coming from the Ethiopians here. But now, after losing, the Drush has essentially given up the map to the Ethiopians here. And funnily enough, this wasn't a Drush FC approach, which in my eyes would make more sense here as the Aztecs, but a Drush into skirmishers. So maybe this is Dennis after all, and not Meisel. Except Dennis, he would have 3 different units out already. So it's not Dennis confirmed. Skirmishers are out. Archer's not really doing anything either. But Atlas is going to have a ginormous lead into the cast stage here. I think he decided not to commit more to archers, but to go for the cast stage instead, which is a good call, especially seeing the skirmisher investment on Poseidon here. Does it count when the units are dead? What do you mean? We done this? Maybe. Hey, funds 2 sheep. Wow. Good few late for Atlas there without the 2 sheep. That's probably why he pushed the deer so insistently as well, to compensate for lack of 2 deer. I guess it counts if 2 units are dead, but Dennis would probably keep making them as well. But the skirmishers are forward. 11 skirmishers for Poseidon here. What's the situation at home? 5 on gold, 12 farms. Miles away from the castle age though. And now adding the archers. Okay, now we're getting back into Dennis territory here. Now we need just a couple of spearmen or scouts, or eagle scouts or something here. Wolf rush, kind of a Dennis-y thing to do as well, but it's not going to let them in, unfortunately. This is GG, sadly, says just for fun. Are we going to call it this early, honestly? Did you play this? Well, I'm working from the theory that this is Meisel, and if there are a lot of other players would resign upon the cast stage, yes. But my working theory is Meisel, so I'd say Poseidon plays on for a while yet, since it's the 3rd game. Atlas advanced to the cast stage. Poseidon not too far off the cliff, but now with Ethiopians, crossbows and potentially siege on the menu, or even just additional DCs in the boom or middle contesting. There's 6 on stone for Atlas, so Atlas wants to assume presence in the middle somehow. It's just a minuscule amount of Ethiopians out here. I don't like resigning before I take damage, says Papaya Pete. Okay, so this is Papaya Pete confirmed then. Lost like half his army to wolves. Yeah, I was wondering where the skirmishers went. How's the stone gates again? Hello, Meisel. Congrats on making the round of 8, but it's looking dire for you now. If it's Meisel. If it's not, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. That's such a Meisel tower as well. Tower and fake tower. Not bad. It's double palisades here with the Ethiopians. Archers fire faster as well, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see Atlas adding forward siege in not too long as well, because he needs to break in. He could have the siege workshop here. All the wolves on this side have been harvested by Meisel, or sorry, by Poseidon. So should maybe not have started with taking the back woodland. What do you mean? Have we found the bus yet? No, not really. Yeah, but it didn't. Who started by taking the back woodland? Blue? Or... because red didn't. No, red never took. He just dropped this lumber camp. Oh, this one. This one. Ah, it's depleted. I see. Well, this is the backwood line in my eyes, not this one. Still a massive amount of skirms here, and no elite skirm in sight. Do we have a market? We do have the market, so we could buy the elite skirm upgrade here if we are Poseidon. Yeah, still looks fine for Poseidon. If this was a different matchup, once Ethiopians get the castle in the middle and has unique unit available, looks super hard to come back. Yeah, but isn't the unique unit still an issue for Poseidon? Because that sort of eliminates the opportunity of eagles for Poseidon, right? And that castle could be way more ambitious here. It could go on the stone, maybe. There's army to protect it as well. Well, blue wants to play it safe here. Can't really blame them for that. Oh, that's what you meant. If Poseidon wasn't Aztecs. Gotcha. Gotcha. Is this Auto Scout? Yeah, that's Auto Scout. That's cheating. It's not a bug, it's a feature. University, okay, we're going to get the ballistics for the skirmishers, but ballistics before elite skirmisher, which admittedly is costly. It costs you quite a lot of wood, while you want to be fielding armies as well. Poseidon has a lot of skirmishers, but what does he do if Atlas goes into it? Yeah, he's already gone into Showtails, so Eagles aren't really an option anymore with that in mind, and the Showtails should be dealing quite nicely with the skirmishers up close as well. shouldn't they? There's some crossbows in the mix here. So we might still trade decently against Shotels because they're really fragile. They only have 25 HP and barely any pierce armor. But now there's a castle here and Poseidon doesn't really know about it. So that's going to be an unpleasant surprise for Red. Ballistics is in, that's going to be benefiting the range units, of course. Okay, pull back! Fall back! Fall back! Is he going to claim the middle instead and then get that castle up? He's been mining stone for quite a while here. He's sending villagers out, but he needs to buy that last bit of stone to get the castle up. Unless he just going to claim map control with towers like Battle of Africa style or something. I don't understand this. He doesn't have a stone. He has to sell wood and buy stone then to get the castle up in the middle. And that's a massive... Yeah, he buys the stone, okay. That is a massive resource trade. But does claim the middle. That's a beautiful top to pull back to with whatever units to have at hand. Elite Skirmisher is in, Bracer is in, Ballistics is in. Fully upgraded Elite Skirmishers. Farm Council Blue is pretty nice. This is a beautiful home base for Blue. Yeah, Blue is going to take Imperial Age any moment now. He's just missing the... No, he's not missing the second building because he has the castle as well. Yeah, he's going to go Imperial Age. He's going to make trebuchets and he's not going to be worried about the castle in the middle if he even spots it. I guess it's not really any... It's not any rush, right, for Blue. Blue knows he's in command here. Poseidon's early aggression didn't pay off at all. As Scuba Steve says, Imp into Shotel Arbits an easy win, and it is because Aztecs, what do they even do against that? Eagles die to Shotels, and well, the arms are simply better for the Ethiopians anyway. Way better. Faster firing, and also full upgrades, full defense. Arb Onager. We have gold access, so Onager comes to mind. But Ethiopians have amazing siege as well. Alright, so Poseidon wants to expand to the side, apparently is killing the wildlife. Ethiopian eagles, yeah. Okay, Poseidon hunting some builder kills here now. Is going to get these stone miners, but Atlas has the head start to Imp. It's 45 seconds ahead. Will be getting the trebuchet out first. Knows about the castle in the middle as well. And has a mangonel out that could easily become an Onager as well for the Ethiopians. Chemistry should probably be the first thing that Atlas queues here. If there is a... Where's the University of Atlas? Does Atlas not... Am I blind or does Atlas not have a university? He doesn't have ballistics. He freaking doesn't have a university. He's not going to get chemistry. He's not going to get ballistics because he doesn't have the university. Forgot to build it because the castle was acting as a second building. But he still might clean up the skirmishes here. That's a fun bit. At least with Bracer if he gets... Maybe just stop thinking about the crossbow line arbalists worried about the eagles here. The Shotels should easily clean up these skirmishes though. No, I don't get why he's not getting arb either. He had such a decent mass of crossbows. And here it comes though, but... I don't know, maybe he felt like he needed to clean up the skirmishes first. That's weird to me, but and it's also weird to me not to have a university at all, because you want chemistry, you want ballistics in this situation as the Ethiopians. Yes, you're still in a great spot, and certainly the trebuchets will be doing work in the middle here, as Poseidon cues some Jaguar warriors to at least deal with the battering ram here, but there are 2 trebuchets out as well. Poseidon did not queue any traps, does not have the gold for it, is running out of gold at home. Nah, maybe not yet. But he's significantly outmatched by the Ethiopians' army count here now, and composition. Yeah, middle castle goes down. Jaguar warrior skirm incoming, kind of, but the castle is down, so no more Jaguars. Which leaves Atlas in a perfect spot to push in here. Has Bracer now, so the Arbs will outrange the Mangonel. Just if you keep your eyes out. Oh, don't let that Mangonel shoot the Shotels! That's fine. Skirmishers will be going down yet again, and oh, at least Poseidon gets a beautiful shot with the Mangonel on the Arbalest mass here. But now it's 10 military to 34 here. Atlas has full control over the middle, and Poseidon is just spreading randomly to the sides here and trying to claim the little bit of map he can. Oh, we are ready to dominate here, aren't we? Oh, Alcona will be triggered now, because now the Shotwheels are moving at the speed of Ram. Shotwheels moving at 0.50 instead of 120. That looks so silly! That looks so stupid! Slowpels, that's what they are when they're moving together with the Ram. Slowtail warrior. That's what they look like. Again, sniping the skirmishers. The base about to be breached here now. Stone count 7 on stone for Atlas. Atlas is going to place the Castle of Death in Poseidon's face if Poseidon doesn't end it before this. A couple of shuttles make it in. Could be annoying, but I guess the bait will be breached good enough anyway. Atlas is just demolishing whatever building production capabilities is left there. Krebs one-shotting the ranges now. And would already be GG if it wasn't the last game, probably. Let's look at that army flood. It's almost, yeah, it's closing in on 100 more military for Atlas here now, and Poseidon's just stalling it out now. Wants more skirmishes out, but what's that going to do here with Trollpelts out and about? So bomber cannons coming in here as well would also serve as a means to deal with the units from a distance here. The monk does not have block printing, otherwise you might actually be able to convert units from a distance with the monks. But also with this kind of gold income for Poseidon, it's a limit to how much you'll be able to produce. So who is this Atlas person? I'm not sure. I don't know. But he sure seems to have his Ethiopians usage down. My working theory is that this is Mysel versus Cheap. And we can look at the guessing chart afterwards. $60 military to 46, 86 villagers to 125, and pushing further into the base. And look at the forward push from Poseidon, I love it! Sneak base to the side here is going to reclaim Atlas's base and take the resources that's left over here, unless Atlas has a word in it and sees what's going on here. He's going to notice now because he's placing new lumber camps as the backbone has been depleted here, and it's just accidentally going to find that secret side base of Poseidon as well. Look at this. Look at this. Whoop. Uh-oh. Oh, is he gonna fight it off with villagers? Is he going to kill the forward base with villagers now? That would be such a power move to just task all of these villagers to take out the forward base. That would be freaking amazing, but no, he's going forward to drop a castle instead. That's almost a bit disappointing here. He could take the... he's gonna get the forward villager though. No? Is it too busy microing arms on the other side? It's not that much micro going on. Ballistics is finally in. But I'm disappointed Poseidon is still allowed to build structures forward here. Not that it makes a huge difference here, but... Counter-attack is on! Are we gonna see a base raid here? It doesn't react, it doesn't care. Don't think Atlas is me, Yuki or Scuba. I think you're right, boy. I think you're right. No argument there. Are you seriously not going to react to this? I mean, it provides more space for armies, so why not? Royal Heirs is in. Look at the total warrior creation rate now. Oh, almost instant creation. Poseidon is still with 80 villagers somehow here. And I can't believe he hasn't lost more, but the economy is draining. There's stone still being collected, but it's a good while to go before any castles can pop out. And Arbalests from the forward ranges by Poseidon is getting massive. Look at the eco KD, it's higher for Poseidon than for Atlas. How? How? How is it possible? Poseidon has only lost 7 villagers. He's lost his whole home base, but is still keeping the villagers safe somehow. Who's supposed to be number 4 in the 30? Crazy Bus? You mean in the seeding overview, or? And there it is. The forward aggression has been dealt with by Shotels, shredding the buildings at a quick pace. They probably even dealt with the Arbalests over here. And Atlas takes the 3-1 over Poseidon, but what an entertaining set. In terms of skill, that's really hard to judge, Papa Pete, because we actually have quite a few players that have touched upon the higher levels. AOE2 Hostage is mid 1500s, low 1600s. Crazy Bus is Hades, says someone. Nah, if you say so. I don't know until the reveal. So when did we ever get, when did we get ballistics here for? Yeah, Atlas totally forgot about ballistics, so didn't care. I don't know. Maybe he enjoys playing without ballistics. Yeah, you have some work to do then, just for fun. Why aren't you grinding? Why aren't you grinding? Get back to your 24-hour ladder grind. We all know you're out of the tournament anyway. You lost. Athena lost. You're out. Oh, long session. 5.5 hours of Night in Nation Hidden Cup. But wow, it was a good section of sets. What's the conversion situation? Oh! Huh! Unlimited conversions. Would you look at that? I don't know what that means, but it's 3 conversions and 0 desertions. Akkal, what are your guesses so far? Is that a trick question? Because if I reveal that, I reveal my own identity as well in the tournament.